just want to let you know that he's mine.
No, he's mine.
Straight, sitting dark, face to face. There is no way you could mistake. And for your man, you insane. See, I know that you may be just a bit jealous of me, but you're blind if you can't see that his love is holding me. See, I tried to hesitate. I didn't want to say what he told me. You said without me you couldn't make it through the day that I shame. And maybe you I can't see how we could wanna taste something that's so good. All my love was all it took. You need to get up. Had about enough. It's not what you see. Boy, it's mine. I'm sorry that you seem to be confused. He belongs to me. It's mine. What you do, the things you do, keep on acting like a fool. You need to know it's me, not you. And if you didn't know it, girl, it's true. The thing that you should realize and try to understand why he is a part of my life. I know it's killing you inside. You can say what you wanna say, what we have you can't say. From the truth you can't escape. I can tell the real from the fake. When will you get the picture? You're the best in the future. Get away, it's my time to shine. If you didn't know, the boy is mine. Oh, had about enough. It's not hard to see that boy is mine. I'm sorry that you seem to be confused. He belongs to me. Sure, this love I found. Simply ever moving around. The boy is a love without a doubt. You might as well come in the top. Patience think that he wants you, but I'm the one that brought him to the special places in my heart. Even though it's fine, you need to be don't love. Had about enough. It's not hard to say. You need to give it up. It's not hard to see. The boy is mine. Seems to be confused. He belongs to me. The boy is mine. Not yours, but mine. Not yours, but mine. Not yours, I'm sorry that you seem to be confused. He belongs to me. The boy is mine.
I can't help but wait. Oh, I can't help but wait. Check it out. I see you with him. He ain't right, but you don't trip. You stand by while he lies, then turn right around and forgive. I can't take to see your face with those tears run down your cheeks. But what can I do? I gotta stay true, cause deep down I'm still a G. And I don't wanna come between you and your man, even though I know I treat you better than he can. Girl, I can't help but wait till you get that with him. It don't change. Can't help but wait till you see that with me it ain't the same. Can't help but wait till you see you for what you really are. Baby girl, you are a star, and I can't help but wait. It ain't fresh to just let him call the shots. You're a queen, you should be getting all that someone's got. You should be rocking the latest in purses, bracelets, and watches. You're worth much more than an occasional know I love you. I'm thinking of you, and I don't wanna come between you and your man, no. Even though I know I treat you better than he can. Girl, I can't help but wait till you get that with him. It don't change. Can't help but wait till you see that with me it ain't the same. Can't help but wait till you see you for what you really are. Baby girl, you are a star, and I can't help but wait. Get it together, you can do better. See is believing, and I see what you need, so I'm gonna play my position. Let you catch what you've been missing. I'm calling out, girl, 'cause I can't help but wait till you get that with him. It don't change till you see that with me it ain't the same. Till you see you for what you really are. Baby girl, you are a star, and I can't help but wait till you get that with him. It don't change. Can't help but wait till you see that with me it ain't the same. Can't help but wait till you see you for what you really are. Baby girl, you are a star, and I can't help but wait. Oh, can't help but wait. No, 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 no. I can't help but wait. Oh, 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 can't help but wait. No, no, no.
Baby, let me explain to you what I'm saying.
What you saying?
It's not even like that.
It wasn't like that, but I saw you.
Baby, I don't love her.
You don't love me. You know what? I don't even want to talk to
She
you.
don't mean nothing
I
to
don't
me.
want to see your face.
She was just
I just
telling
want
me.
to see you walking through that
Baby,
door. Ain't nothing else to say.
Why we gotta do it like this? Baby, damn.
Come home late, it seems you barely beat the sun. Tapping my shoulder, thinking you gon' get you some. Smelling like some fragrance that I don't even wear. So if you want some loving, I suggest you go back there where you came from. Day to day with you, it's always something else. Working my nerve, God knows that I don't deserve what you put me through. 'Cause I've been so true to you. For you to come at me with another lame excuse. See, I heard it all before. All of your lies, all of your sweet talk. Baby this, baby that. But your lies ain't working now. Now, look who's hurting now. Who's hurting I had to shut you down. I had to shut you down. Play the fool before. I was your fool. I believed in you. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But your lies ain't working. Lies ain't working. Look who's hurting now. Look who's hurting now. I had to shut you down. I had to shut you down. What were you thinking? Bringing her into our home. In our bed. You must have fell and bumped your head. Messing up my sheets and violating me. Got me about to call my peace and take it to the street. Nothing you can do, and there's nothing you can say that could persuade me to stay with you another day. You have crossed the line to the point of no return. What you do from here on out, I am no longer concerned. See, I heard it all before. Let me explain, baby, not what you think. That's what you said to me. But your lies ain't working now. Look who's hurting now. I had to shut you down. I had to shut you down. Played the fool before. You had a good game. I must admit, I was it. But now it's over. But your lies ain't working now. Look who's hurting now.
Hello, everybody. How are you today? You will see me in just a moment.
Not sure why you can't. There you go. Hi, everybody. Hi, welcome. Happy Sunday to you. If you are new here, a special welcome to you as well. I'm Sandra McLemore, and today we are doing your 2025 business planning. And I am upstairs in my office here, and my family is downstairs. They are 2 levels apart, but this is live and you might hear stuff and just block them out. That's what I do. I'm super excited to work with you today because we are going to get a lot done. I have several screens set up and we have things for you to download, things for you to do. Do not stress if you don't have all the information that you need to get everything done today, because you will have all of the tools that you need and the knowledge that you need. You just might need to go away and find a little bit more information. So before we get started, I would like to know who is here for the very first time. If you're here for the very first time, go ahead and put that in the comments that you're here for the very first time. If you're not sure where to comment, you can actually click on, if you hover over and it says watch on YouTube, you can click there and you'll be able to comment right there. So I'll just actually show you. On the page that you access this event here, you will see at the top your upcoming live event. You'll then see the details of today. On this page, you can watch the live download. You can download the resources. You can give event feedback and you can watch the replay. Now, we usually don't have a replay of this event, but we may be able to share it with you afterwards. I definitely recommend staying for the live anyway. So if you click on here, it'll take you straight over to YouTube, and then you can see me on YouTube, and you'll be able to see all of the comments in there as well, which is super cool, and you'll be able to chat in there too. So as I can see in there, I can see Tabitha here for the very first time, Christine's here, and so if you want to chat, then click on that YouTube button just there, and I will be able to see your comments, and if you just want to go ahead and watch, you can watch on this screen. You'll also be able to download what you need here. I don't want you to download anything right now. I want to talk to you for a little while, give you a little bit of coaching, but you'll be able to download when we're ready, the commission calculator, and you'll be able to download the content planner. The funnel planner is a browser, and I'll pull those up. I want to show you those first before you start typing things in them. You will make the replay available here, and then we would love to have your event feedback at the end. It's how we improve, it's how we get better. And if you want to share this with other people, you can do that as well. We've got some great podcast episodes that match this event here. This one in particular, 2024 first week, that's still going to apply to 2025. I went back and listened to it yesterday, and I think it's a great, oh, hold on, it says here, my screen is not sharing. Okay, I'll fix that in a second. You'll have your podcast episodes on there, and then the podcast episodes that work really well, and then some articles that work really well too. So we're going to go in and I'm going to give you, hold on, let me just go back and reshare that screen again, because I just figured out what was wrong. So I can go back and share that with you. Okay, so over here on the event page right here, you'll see the live event hub. You'll see all the event information. It's where you can watch the replay just here. You can click on watch on YouTube just there if you want to be able to comment. When you open that, it goes across, and I'll just show you what that looks like. It looks like this right here. So there's a bunch of people chatting in over there saying hello for the first time. So Shalon is here for the first time. Tabitha's here for the first time, and you'll be able to interact over there. You'll also be able to see here the travel business blueprint. You'll be able to see the commission calculator, the funnel planner, and the content planner. And I don't want you to download those yet. I just want you to know where they are on that page. If you are back, just say I'm back. If you've had a training with us before and you're back, just let me know in the chat. Tell me I'm back. It's really nice to have you back, especially when it's been a while since we've done a live training together. I feel like I've been doing so much live training, but a lot of it's been private live training, and this is one big public event. So I'm really happy to have you all here. Okie dokie. I'm going to give you a couple of links today. Let me jump straight in. Loads of people back. Really happy to have everybody back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my slides with you, I think. Oh, no, I was showing you, not only do you have the tools here, but you'll be able to watch the replay here, and you can share your thoughts with us at the end of the event. We love getting event feedback. It's super important to us. Okie dokie. So I'm going to close down this window right here. I'm going to close down everything on here. And I'm going to come back in. Here I am. And I'm going to share my screen so that we can jump straight into our training today. Okie dokie. Let me share my, no, I'm just going to do my Chrome tab for now. I'm going to have to switch in and out of different applications. So I'll just, thanks for being super patient about that. Okay, there we go. So welcome to 2025 Travel Business Action Plan. You are here because you want to plan 2025, but let's not sleep on the fact that you still have a month and a half of 2024. If things are going really well, just keep doing the same thing. But I think that this is the perfect time of year in November to start forward planning for the next year. So I'm going to go through a series of slides on here, and then we're going to jump in and we're going to do the work together. Okay, so for those of you who have not met me before, because there are a few people here for the very first time, I am Sandra McLemore. I'm a travel business coach and mentor. I have over 25 years of experience working in the travel industry, not for the industry. So a lot of marketers will say, I work with travel advisors, but they've never actually worked in the industry. And I actually started in the travel industry as a travel advisor. We were called travel consultants back then we were called travel agents. Now you're called travel advisors, travel designers, all still the same thing at the end of the day. We help people have the most incredible vacations, and we take care of all the tiny little details so that they don't have to stress about it. So in addition to that, I am a travel TV host. I have my own show coming out in Q1 of 2025. It's called Authentic Escapes, and it helps people to have authentic experiences when they travel so that they can better connect to the destination that they're in. So instead of going to Cabo and having tacos and senor frogs and riding the banana boat, I would like to hope that you could have at least one authentic, truly authentic experience that could be to do with food or adventure or history or something that can be hands-on that you can do in a destination that will just help open your mind a little bit to that destination. I also give a lot of travel tips in my show. We've just finished filming 6 episodes for season 1, which is super exciting. It's going to air on airlines all over the world, up to 80 different airlines. And I think you'll be really pleased because one of the tips that I give in every episode is to work with a professional travel planner. And whether that's your local travel agent, a travel consultant, a travel designer, a travel advisor, but to work with a reputable, trained, licensed travel advisor. So we're always trying to flip people back to you. And then I think another important thing that you should know about me, which is relevant to you, is because of the show Authentic Escapes, we started hosting groups of friends, family, and fans to come on our trips with us. We're not serving individuals one-on-one in the travel industry. Many of you have received referrals from me where I send our friends and family and followers and fans to you, and we'll continue to do that. But we do have 2 or 3 trips a year that are in alignment with our show, and they're almost always episodes, trips that align with episodes that are upcoming or where we are filming. So why that's important to you, you won't want to come on those because you're not going to pay full price for a travel experience like that. You get great industry rates, and I suggest you take advantage of those FAM rates. But the reason that it's really good is because I actively now am back marketing travel again as part of the show branding. So whatever I'm teaching you to do is what I am also doing right now. And I think that's super important because I had not sold travel since the late 90s, early 2000s. And it's really important that we're always looking for new ways to do things. So everything that I'm going to teach you today is what we are actually doing to fill our trips. We just got back from a trip 2 weeks ago, a week ago, actually. We were filming the end of season 1, the last 3 episodes, and we had a group of 21 travelers with us, luxury travelers with us who just wanted to come along and have the same experience we are. And then next year for 2025, we have Korea, a K-beauty and K-barbecue trip because we're filming an episode in Korea. We also have Christmas markets because we'll be doing Christmas markets episode. And we have Egypt and the Nile, which is going to be a cruise, and that coincides with 2 of the episodes from season 1. So all of our trips are season 1 and 2, and I think that's really important for you to know because, like I said, what I'm teaching you today is what we are currently doing to fill our trips. And then this week we filled out an entire river cruise ship in less than 3 days. We have been working on it for a couple of months, and it was slow to start. And so we really had to put the machine into gear and think of new ways outside the box. And we just finished filling an entire charter. So I have really good experience and strategies and tactics that I will share with you. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not one of those people that's like, how does she do that? I share everything. I'm super generous in my strategies. And so this week, I know a lot of you jumped on. It's actually an industry trip that we're doing in March out of Paris. And I think we filled the ship, plus we have maybe 40 to 60 cabins on the wait list. So I'm going to share everything that I know and everything that I learn as I go, in addition to what we've done over the last few years. I'm also have worked for some of the biggest cruise lines in the world. Some of you know me from my Royal Caribbean days, where I worked up to VP level of marketing and revenue. I was in charge of the marketing and revenue on board for the entire fleet. I'm also the only ASTA recommended partner for marketing, and I speak at lots of conferences around the world in addition to all of the television that I do now. So I'm a senior travel contributor for 5 of the big networks and morning shows. But also, very importantly, I built my business, Travel Marketing and Media, with $40. $40. I bought a domain for $12. Back when you bought domains from Google, because you don't do that anymore. And I bought a month of hosting for my Wix website and have built it into a huge business now that serves over 42,000 travel agents and advisors around the world. We also work with all the cruise lines, tourism boards, tour operators, some airlines now. And so everything that I know, I'm going to teach you. So I'm really excited about that. Oh, I love it. Tabitha says, I'm so excited to be a part of that Paris Femme. It's going to be incredible. It's a 6-month coaching program with a 4-night sailing in the middle. Okay, so I wanted to show you that so that you know that you weren't just learning from someone random on the internet. There's a lot of random pop-up coaches these days, and it's really important that you pick a coach that knows exactly what they're doing and that are not learning as they go in terms of trying to figure stuff out because they've never done it before. You would never ask someone for directions if they had no idea where they were. So these are just some of the consortia and host agencies that we work with. We work with all the really big ones, and these are some of the places that you've seen our work before. So if you have not already started listening to our podcast, season 1 of our podcast has maybe 30 episodes, 30-something episodes there. Go check it out. We're just about to come off our break and dive into season 2 of our podcast, which I'm really excited for. You can head over to travelmarketingandmedia.com/podcast. It is literally free coaching one-on-one. There are some incredible episodes over there, and I definitely encourage you to go check it out. I'm going to just really quickly bring it up on my screen and share that with you. This is what it looks like, the podcast page just here. And what's really cool is if you haven't really done or listened to, there's 40 episodes in season 1. If you haven't really listened to podcasts before and you don't know where to go, yes, you can listen on Spotify. Yes, you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever, but you can also just listen on our website. You don't have to download any fancy software or anything like that. So you can go through and you can find all the episodes in here, and you would literally just click on them. I really like this last one of season 1 that we did. When you click on it, it'll come up just like this, and you just hit play and you can listen right there on your computer. So if you're new to podcasts, or if podcasts are new to you, then it's that easy to be able to listen. And most of the episodes are shorties, we call them. Less than 30 minutes is almost every episode. So you'll be able to find everything just in there. Alrighty, so let me come back to our slides. This is what happens when I click away. That's okay. We are going to go straight in and start getting you ready for 2025. Okay, there we are. Back on our slides. Okie dokie. So today we are going to work with 3 different tools, and we're going to have a lot of chats. I recommend that you have a notebook in front of you. I actually use an old school notebook to do this. And I recommend that let me show you what I have here. This is mine. I'm a really digital person, but I absolutely love it. This is from yesterday. We did website in a weekend where we were working with a bunch of travel advisors who created an entire website in 2 days. So it was yesterday for 7 hours and the day before for 7 hours. They were amazing, 8 hours on each day, actually. And so I was explaining to them, if you do a task list and then just make 2 columns, the first column will just be like what you're doing, and the second column will be the actual task. So this example is on your contacts page of your website, link your calendar. On your contacts page of your website, add your headshot. So as we go through today, have a list of things that you need to do. So it might be for your budget, and then you might have an action item. But keep your running task list throughout this. A lot of people will write notes. I'm not anti-notes, but what are notes if they don't actually give you a plan of anything to do? So my preference for you is to write a task list as opposed to just notes. Notes won't grow your business. A task list that you execute will grow your business. So let me know in the chat, are you a notebook person or are you digital? Are you old school, pen and paper, or are you digital? I'm pen and paper, and then I transfer it into my digital task list. Alrighty, so we're going to cover all of those things. Like I said, we have tools for you. We have a commission calculator. We have a funnel planner. We have the content planner, but I really want you to not rush ahead. If you rush ahead, you're going to get stuck and you're going to miss a lot of stuff. Alrighty. So first, we're going to jump into what has been nicknamed as Revelation. Revelation is our commission calculator. And the reason that we call it Revelation is because it literally drops little revelations. It will reveal things to you about your business that even if you've done it before, it can just be like, oh, wow. Okay, that's how that's going to work out. Okay, so even if you've done this before, I recommend doing it at the beginning of at the end of the year for the following year. I'm very excited actually to do this because we are going to do it, not today, but we're going to do it this week for our business, myself and my husband, for Travel Marketing and Media, and Macklemore & Co., which are our two businesses. We're going to do it for ourselves. And we're literally going to sit down and we're going to say, okay, how many TV episodes do we need to make? How many courses do we need to sell? How many live events do we need to have? How many conferences do we need to have? How many speak engagements do I need to do? How many shows does my husband need to work on? He's a producer director. And we put everything into Revelation, and then we put the quantity, and then we put the dollar amount, and then we go ahead and it tells us how much money we're going to make, and also tells us, especially if it's like got expenses attached to it, how much we actually end up with in the hand. For you, it's so much easier because what we're going to do today is actually to work out, based on the suppliers that you work with, how many of each you would need to sell in order to hit your goal. And that's going to take into account the commission that you get, depending on which host agency you're with, if you're with a host agency, and depending on what your split is, if you're with an agency. Maybe you get 100% of your commission. Maybe you only get 70% of your commission. So you can see here that there might be things that come up today the way you don't know the answer. That's why I believe that having a notepad to write down your action items, screw the notes, just write action items. Action items are things that you have to do. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about the commission calculator. Then I'm going to download it. Then I'm going to show it to you, do a demonstration, and then you're going to download it and start working on it. And I'll give you a little while to work on it. And then we're going to move to the next task. I'll download it. I'll demonstrate it. Then you'll have time to work on it. Then we get to the third task. I'll download it. I'll demonstrate it. Then you work on it. Please do not rush ahead. It is not a race. If you race, you will leave details out. You will miss things. You'll start asking questions that you didn't need to ask because I had already told you. I'm all for questions, but let's just do this slowly and methodically because we got to make it make sense. Okay. So I'm going to take myself off of the screen right now so you can just see these slides and they come up in full display for you. And give me 2 seconds so that I can reach across and grab a blanket. It is LA cold, Los Angeles cold, which for most of you would probably laugh, but that's in the 50s and 60s for us. And today it's 67. My house is freezing. So let me grab a blanket. Okay, so let's talk about your commission calculator. So you're going to need a couple of things to complete this exercise. The first thing that you need to know is exactly what type of travel you want to specialize in, what type of travel it is that you're going to sell. And I know that this sounds really like basic level for some of you, but for a lot of you, you're all still selling anything to anyone. So right now in the chat, let me know if you have a niche and tell me what your niche or your specialty is. Do you specialize in family travel, in luxury cruising, ocean/river cruising, romance travel, destination weddings, culinary travel, celebration travel? What is it that you specialize in? Okay, so put that down in the screen, and I'm going to put up some of them. So Great Latitudes Travel specializes in cruises. Laurie specializes in river and luxury cruises. Sherry specializes in river, ocean, and expedition cruising. Christine specializes in destination cruising. Shalon specializes in river and small groups. River, ocean cruising, and European FIT. That's for the brave. Marsha has cruises and all-inclusive. I love that. Nelson specializes in traveler wellness. Tanisha specializes in cultural heritage group trips. I love that niche. Karen in luxury, culinary, and river cruises. La Travel Boutique in river and ocean cruising and cultural as well. So if you do not have a specialty, you need to pick a specialty. You cannot sell anything to anyone because it's going to be really, really difficult to market. So I would recommend that if you do not already have a specialty, I'm going to pull up 2 podcast episodes because we don't have time to go into that today, but these will be really helpful for you. So up on your screen, you can see here in the podcast, scroll all the way to the bottom, because they were at the bottom of season 1. Okay, let's keep scrolling. Okay, so if you go all the way back to the beginning of episode 1, this was my Genesis story. It's how I got started in the industry. It's a long version of what I introduced to you. Go to episode 2, which is called The Concept of Niching. I highly recommend it. Episode 2 is The Concept of Niching. And then the next one is 2 ways for you to clarify your niche. So I'm going to go ahead and post the link to both of those in the chat right now. That's super easy for me to do for you. And if you feel like your niche is not super clear, then go ahead and make it a point to listen to those podcast episodes. And if you don't know how to decide on a niche, then I give some really good strategies. There are 2 ways that you can describe that you can figure out your niche. And one of them is money related and one of them is passion or interest related. So make sure that you go ahead and do that. If you still need to figure out your niche, go ahead and let me know in the chats and just tell me I still need to figure out my niche. Alrighty, so that's the first thing that you're going to need. The second thing you're going to need is a focused list of 6 to 10 suppliers. So I'm going to pop myself up on the screen for a second because I want to talk to you about this. Some of you are going to fight me on this immediately because you're going to be the contrarian when it comes to this concept. Some of you have been doing this for as long as I've been teaching it, which is at least 4 or 5 years now. My recommendation to you, my solid recommendation as a business coach and marketing strategist, is that you only have 6 to 10 focused suppliers. So what does that mean? Well, straight away, you're like, I can't afford to cut people out. I can't afford that. I'm not suggesting that you just start saying no to everybody. What I'm suggesting is that you sit down and decide on 6 to 10 suppliers. Very easy after you have a niche. So a couple of people are writing in the chat that they still need to figure out their niche. But if you're someone like Karen, for example, I'll just put Karen's niche up on the screen. Karen does luxury travel and river cruises. I'm pretty sure that Karen can easily pick 6 to 10 suppliers that she wants to work with. And Karen, if you don't mind, I'm pretty sure you've done this exercise already. If you're willing to share in the chat who your 6 to 10 are, if you've done this exercise. If you haven't, then just say I haven't done this, and that's okay. Obviously, when it comes to culinary, she's not going to necessarily narrow it down to 10 because she would serve countries all over the world and she might have cooking schools and food tasting and experiences that she works with. But she also might, because she might choose to work with some of the bigger DMCs that cover many destinations. But when you have your niche, it's very easy then to say who your suppliers would be. So you could have a handful of 3 to 4 river cruise suppliers. You could have 2 or 3 luxury ocean cruise suppliers. And then maybe she has a hotel partner, maybe it's Marriott Bonvoy, because she might do the, what is it, Stars and Luminous program there. Might be a travel insurance partner, and then maybe she might have one or two big DMCs that does land experiences. It's very easy to narrow it down. So what are the benefits of narrowing down 6 to 10 suppliers only? So here's a couple. Number one is that your inbox is drastically reduced. Once you have your 6 to 10, oh, fantastic. Thank you, Karen. Karen's just shared hers on the screen. So let me put up Karen's. So Karen's 6 to 10. Oh my gosh, I was a good guess. Ama Waterways is one. Scenic is another. Riverside is another. And I love that she has those 3 river cruise lines. I know them all very well. They're very different from each other. I would say that Ama Waterways is traditional luxury. I would say that Scenic is extremely modern. And I would say that Riverside is high-end modern as well. But Riverside and Scenic, I wouldn't say are the same in any way. So she has 3 very different river cruise lines there. She has Marriott. She does the Stars and Luminous program. Then she has Belmond and Titanium. I'm guessing that they might be DMCs. I'm not familiar with both of those very much. So she has decided that the majority of her travel that she books will be under these suppliers. Do you know how much easier life is when you only have to show up to do supplier training for less than 10 suppliers? Do you know how much easier it is to keep updated and to maintain relationships with 6 to 10 BDMs, not 50 or 100 or 300 BDMs? Do you know how much quieter your inbox is when you're only receiving emails from these suppliers? So how do you decide the suppliers? Well, one of the best ways to decide the suppliers is, number one, if you have a niche, you can immediately start picking inside of that niche, because obviously if your niche is river cruising, you're going to make sure that you have river cruise lines. If your niche is ocean cruising, you're going to make sure that you have ocean cruise lines there. Number two, so that's by niche, you'd pick them. Number two is that you could pick them by the type of travelers that they attract. So if you know that you want to sell river cruising, but you want to sell river cruising to a slightly younger demographic than what most people think it is, Avalon could be a really good choice for you, because Avalon on average ranges around 10 years younger than other cruise lines. They also have a program that helps them to do that, the Shore Excursions program. If you want to sell a lot of in-destination experiences, so concerts, sporting events, if you want to do concerts, sporting events, performing arts, those kinds of things, you might decide to partner with someone like Events 365. They do tickets to everything and they pay you commission on it. So that's another way to do it. So number one is just based on your niche, suppliers that work inside of that niche. Number two is on the types of things that your clients would be looking for, activities and hotels. And number three, which I think is super important, is commission rates. Commission rates vary. And let's break it down. You have commission rates if you're hosted, and you have commission rates if you're independent. If you're hosted, your commission rates are set by your host agency, and they are negotiated directly with the supplier based on the volume of people inside of your host agency that sell those cruises. So say, for example, I might have host agency A and their preferred supplier is Avalon. That means that they probably push their travel advisors to sell more Avalon. They probably have more Avalon events, more Avalon training, and the volume of Avalon that all of the travel advisors in that host agency sell adds up to such a significant amount that they can probably negotiate a higher commission than a host agency that maybe prefers Uniworld or Talc. And so that's why you'll often find the same suppliers at the same conferences, because those are the preferred suppliers for that consortia or for that host agency. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean that you have to and that you're bound to do that, because if a client comes and says, hey, I actually want to take a river cruise with Talc, my friends took it, I think it'll be great for me, your job is not to convince them for something else. Your job is to make sure that they're a match for Talc based on their travel style and their budget. But if that's what they want, then obviously you want to be open to selling Talc. So what if Talc is not one of your suppliers? So if Karen suddenly got a request for someone who wants to cruise on Talc, and they want to cruise on Talc because that's what their friends did, they saw the pictures, they heard all about it. Karen, question for you. Do you then try to convince them to go to one of your preferred suppliers, or do you make sure that Talc's a good match for them? Because this is where you still have a lot of options. Nobody can tell you that you should say no to those people or turn them away or refer them to someone else. Like, I mean, if somebody comes to her and says, Karen, can you help me with Disney? I'd like to know what she says about that. But it's very different going outside of her niche, staying inside of her niche to a different supplier as opposed to going completely outside of your niche. If you ask me to sell river cruises, I can sell river cruises because I know them intimately. I know how they work. I know the cruise lines. I know the difference between them. And I've sold many of them. But if you ask me to sell Disney, I couldn't even point you in the right direction. I don't think that I could even list all of the Disney properties. I know some of them. I watch American Idol, so I know Aulani. I know that we have a Disneyland here in California. That's about it. I really don't know much more about Disney, and I don't want to, and I don't care to. I also don't care for their commission rate either. I said it. But that's some people's passion. So you need to decide, are you going to be the person that refers things out to other people, that you'll take on something inside of your niche, but a different supplier? The decision is yours. The good thing is that there's no wrong decisions. It's just about having a plan. So once you know your niche, you're able to narrow down your suppliers. Let me give you a pro tip that you might want to put on your notebook. And then we're going to check in to see with Karen, because she wrote me a nice response on what she would do if she got something that is outside of her key suppliers. So a pro tip that I want you to write down inside of your notebook is, once you've decided on your suppliers, number one, reach out to your BDM and actually start a relationship with them. Connect with them on LinkedIn, connect with them on social if you're comfortable with that. Reach out, schedule a phone call and say, listen, I have just narrowed down all of my business into 6 to 10 suppliers, and I'm really happy to let you know that Uniworld, for example, is one of them, or Celebrity is one of them, or Sandals is one of them, and start that relationship with your BDM. It might be a quarterly check-in with them. It could be a text every now and then or an email. Let them know that if there are FAM opportunities coming up, now that you're specialized in them and that you've narrowed, not just specialized, but that you've narrowed it down. I will tell you that BDMs are so much more receptive when they know that you're serious about their brand as much as they are. The second thing that I would do is, and you can Google how to do this. My team did this for us, so I don't really know. Well, I do know how to do it, but it's been a minute, is to create filters in your inbox. So I want you to make a folder or a label if you use Google. I want you to make a label or a folder that says other suppliers or non-preferred suppliers. And then I want you to make another one that says focused suppliers. So 2 labels, one for focused suppliers and one for other suppliers. Right? And then I want you to set up a filter so that every time you get an email from somebody at a focused, I'm going to write this down, make a label / folder in your email inbox for one is focused suppliers. So you can actually tell Google, anyone who emails me from an email address that ends in @amawaterways.com or that ends in disneyresorts.com or sandals.com, that send all of those to my focus suppliers. And then anyone else, you're just going to send to other suppliers. That in itself is going to clear out your inbox. It's super, super easy to do. You only have to do it once. So Karen said, I try to see if the vendor matches the client. If it doesn't, I try to see if they'll work with mine. If I know nothing, I seek assistance from agents in my host agency. And then she says, it also depends. I will only do this if the prospect is a match to my ideal client. I love that. So what I can summarize from that, if somebody comes in and says, I want to do a talc cruise, she's going to make sure that talc and that client, prospective client, are a match. If she doesn't know a lot about talc, she's going to go to other advisors in her agency. And I'm sure she can also reach out to the talc BDM, who of course is going to say, yes, they are. But anyway, if she'll ask the right questions and she'll get the right answers. She can pick up what they're putting down and read between the lines. If it is that they are requesting Disney or something that's just not a match to Karen's business, then she makes the decision what she's going to do. And more than likely, she's going to refer that person to another travel advisor if that person isn't someone who is likely to do luxury cruising with her. If they're like, I hate cruises, I will never touch a cruise, I don't like Europe, I just want to travel in the US, I want to do Disney, I'm pretty sure Karen is happy to refer that person out because they're not going to turn into her ideal client. They've made it pretty clear. Okay. So I think that that is a really, really good tip. I'll put it up on the screen here. Make a label or folder inside of your inbox and just call it focus suppliers, and anyone who has an email address that ends in the domains of your focus suppliers goes straight into that one, and everyone else goes into something else. You can also start unsubscribing to things. You can unsubscribe. If you unsubscribe to celebrity because you don't sell celebrity, and then someone comes in looking for celebrity, trust me, it's not difficult to find the information that you need on celebrity. If you are subscribed to a tourism board that you just don't believe that you will ever sell, you just don't see yourself selling Australia, but you're on the Australia Tourism Board email list, unsubscribe. You're not going to miss anything. I think a lot of you have FOMO, the fear of missing out. My 5-year-old has it. You should not have it because you can immediately get to those suppliers if you need them. Okay, so it's really important that you know who these suppliers are in your focus list. If you have a focus list, I would love for you, if you're comfortable, to share your focus list up on the screen. So just type it into the chat. And I think it's really helpful for you to see other people's focus list, because you'll be like, oh, wow, okay, so they only have a couple of those types of suppliers. Add in your insurance company as well, or hotel brand if you have that too. Air consolidator, maybe you have that. I know that we work with Regal Wings for our trips, and we have all of our clients who travel business and first to go through Regal Wings. And then we also have a private jet company because we have a couple of people who attend our hosted trips that fly private. Never thought that I would be looking for a company that could organize private jet clients. But I remember the day somebody said, do you know if I can land my jet near the ship? And it just sounds like something people would say in movies, but that's the life for some people out there. So go ahead and put into the chat if you are interacting and participating live, do that. If you're not, you're going to start to see in the chat by watching on YouTube, you're going to start to see in the chat what people's preferred suppliers are. And it should give you the confidence to start really like making that list super, super small. So while you're doing that, I'm going to go across and share with you. So once you've got your 6 to 10 suppliers, you're also going to need the commission rates for each of the suppliers. If you have that, then that's going to make your job a lot easier today doing your commission calculator. If you do not have that, then you're going to have to go to your host agency and ask them. Or if your host agency has a Facebook group or you know people who are also with the same host agency, you can just ask them. Okay, so you'll need to have the commission rates for your very specific host agency. And if you're independent, then you should know all of your commission rates. So and then also you need to know the split. That's the final thing there. You need to know, are you getting 80%, 70%, 90%, 100%? Okay, there's pros and cons for everything. I'm not here to tell you whether or not your host agency is good for you or not. You'll figure that out really quickly. Okay, I want to share on the screen just a couple. So Sherry shared hers. She does Arma, Avalon, Globus, Avalon/Globus because Avalon's part of Globus family of brands, Riviera, Uniworld, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Windstar, and Hertigan. Then Tabitha does Travelex, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Virgin, Pleasant, and Travel Impressions. Someone else says, I love Virgin Voyages. Yes. So they hopefully will make up part of your commission list if it makes sense for your business. And I'll just tell you one thing real quick. You can love a supplier because you love their cruises. Like one of my friends in our team, she loves Virgin Voyages. She loves cruising with her husband on Virgin Voyages. Doesn't mean she has to sell them. Now, she does sell them because she loves them, because it fits inside of her business plan. But as she's refining her business plan and as she's working out the types of high-end, high-spend luxury travelers, Virgin may or may not fit. You can love a supplier and they might not be one of your preferred suppliers. That's okay. Maybe you love them for your vacations, okay? It's totally okay if you do that. And yeah, you might find that you need to look at different providers. Maybe you'll learn that your commission rates are not as good. Bianca says hers are Arma Waterways, Avalon, Exo Travel, Abercrombie and Can, Allianz, Azamara, and Titanium. So I love Bianca's one is really good, I'll tell you, because not that the others weren't. The others were amazing too, but Bianca's is really, really good because I know about Bianca's business because we did her website, and her website matches her clients and it matches the type of travel that she wants to book. She's spot on. Sometimes I see people put up their list and I'm like, oh, your website doesn't look like that. You know what I mean? Laurie does Ama Waterways, Avalon, Scenic, Riverside, Seabourn, Celebrity, and Windstar. So now let me, I just want to ask you, let me know in the chat if you're participating live. Let me know, or on the replay, let me know in the chat if you now know that you need to go and figure this out. So just let me say, I need to figure out my suppliers, or I need to work on my list, or I need to choose my suppliers. It's absolutely a really critical thing that you need to do. And you won't need to have them for this to do this exercise today, but you'll need to have it to finish out the exercise. So let's have a look at what the workbook will tell you. Firstly, it's going to tell you how much commission your business can make with those suppliers. It's going to tell you how many clients or bookings you need to have. It's going to tell you how many email subscribers you need to have, and it's going to tell you exactly what you need to promote, and it's also going to show you how important planning fees are. Okay, so if you haven't done this work, do not be embarrassed. Do not be afraid. I can't help but think that you're in exactly the right place today. There's a reason that you're here. I don't know why you came here today, but the fact that you've just learned something that you need to figure out and you know the benefits of it, that's a win, my friend. Make sure you write it down in your notebook that you're going to go away now and research. All right, so let's move along because it's time to jump into our commission calculator, also nicknamed as Revelations. So this is a little bit what it looks like here. It's going to show you the total number of paying clients or bookings that you need to have, because in the beginning we did it based on clients. Some people are like, I want to calculate based per booking, not per client. And then we realized it actually doesn't matter as long as you're consistent across it. It's going to show you your commission goal. And remember, this is your commission after your split. This is your commission after your split, but it's before your taxes and expenses. I don't know, would anyone be happy making $217,000 in commission in 2025? That's what this spreadsheet's got for you. It'll also tell you how many email subscribers you need. And I'll tell you before we jump in, the number of email subscribers is based on the fact that if each email subscriber was didn't book multiple times with you, if none of your email subscribers booked more than one item or more than one time. So it's possible that you will have a client who is an email subscriber. You'll have a client who books a cruise, hotel nights, travel insurance, and flights. A cruise, hotel nights, travel insurance, and flights. And so that is a cruise, hotel nights, travel insurance. That's 4 different elements, 4 different products in the one booking. So when you see email subscribers that you would need 18,800, that would be based on the fact that if a traveler just booked one product with you, and you want to definitely be making sure that you're getting upselling and cross-selling and that you're getting 3 to 4 different things. Okay. So I will now show you where it is that you have to go in order to download this, but I want to download it first. Oh, sorry. I want to download it first and show you first. So I'm going to pull up my live events tab. And this here has, if you scroll down, so at the very top, it looks like this. This is where you came in today. And then you scroll down past the timer, past my video. You probably clicked on that and are watching live now. And then underneath that, it says Travel Business Blueprint. So click on Commission Calculator. We'll go ahead and download it together, but I will work on it by myself first. Now, my screen's going to look a little bit different because I am logged in. I might actually try to log out. Let me try to log out because I want to see it how you see it. Okay, bear with me 1 second. So I'm going to click again, Commission Calculator, and this is what it's going to look like on your screen. So on your screen, you're going to see the Revelation Commission Calculator, and you're going to see the Inventory Planner. You're not going to see your funnel because that's in a different program. We're just concerned with the top one. If you use Dropbox right now, you have a choice to either copy it to your Dropbox, which will require you to log in. And if you don't want to do that, you can just download it directly onto your computer. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. And then here it's asking me again, do you want to log in or sign up for Dropbox? But if you don't want to do either, underneath it, it just says continue with download only. And then it downloaded directly into my downloads folder. Okay, so when I open up my downloads folder, it's right there. Right there. Now, I want to show you a quick mistake that so many people make when they come in here is that they click on it And then they start trying to do things in here. So up comes the dashboard. Then they're in here. They're trying to do things. They've got all kinds of content planners open and they're trying to tap around in here. It's not working. They're getting error messages. My friend, you have to download it first. Okay, you have to download the file first. So go ahead and download that file. The inventory, you might have noticed, but the inventory we actually pasted on a separate tab into the commission calculator. So you might just want to download just that one tool. If you only need to work on the content inventory, you could download that. But if you need to do everything, you'll download the first one. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this particular tab. So this again is where you're going to download everything right here. Now let me just go and see if we have any questions. Okay, do we have any questions? Now is a really good time for you to ask questions if you have any questions. Okay, so I'm going to open up this file on my computer and then I'm going to share it with you. Okie dokie. I'm going to go back and I'm going to share my entire screen. Actually, I'm just going to share that Excel sheet. There we go. So I should be sharing that correctly right here. I'm going to also just check on my screen to make sure that you can see what I can see. Yes, you can. Okay, perfect. So let me go back to my commission sheet because that's what you can see. Okay, open recovered workbook. Nope. And unable to refresh. That's fine there. So we'll just close that down. Okay, so I'm going to make this bigger so that you can see it. And a couple of things before you jump in, especially if Excel is not something that you're used to working with. So one of the things that I always notice in Excel is that it's kind of a little bit difficult to see everything on the screen at once. So over in the bottom right-hand corner, mine currently says 82%. If you look down here, if you start to increase, it'll make it bigger. And so I've increased it all the way up to 110. I'm just going to put it back to 100 because everything fits on my screen just there. So that's one thing that you can do. I always say when you're learning something for the first time, move left to right, top to bottom, left to right. So on the very first tab, you actually have a dashboard here. Now, if you don't have Excel on your computer, you can upload this document to Google Drive, and Google Drive will convert it from an Excel document to Google Sheets. Okay, but we're not going to do that here. I'm just working straight up in Excel because that's what I have. So again, you can maximize this here by increasing the view up to, this is 130%, and you can see that here. So you're going to have your product mix on the left, so the supplier mix on the left side, and then on the right side there's two colors. One's a little faint and it shows you how many bookings you'll need as opposed to how many requests. Okay, this automatically populates. You do not have to type anything on this page, which is why it's got a lockbox on it. Your sales forecast also has a lockbox on it, but it's because only some parts of this screen are locked, and that's the content, that's the formula. So I'm just going to check real quick to make sure that there's no questions. What is the URL for these links? It's exactly where you signed in for this event. So it's travel, marketing, and media. Hold on, I can post it in the chat. It is travelmarketingandmedia.com/live event 1, I think. Let me post it in there for you. There we go, Tiffany. I posted it. Tiffany, I see you. I recognize your name. You're coming to Paris with us. I'm very excited. Very, very excited. Okay, so that's in the chat just there. And I've just put it, I'll put it up on the screen there so that you can see it. It's travelmarketingandmedia.com/live event 1. All one word, live event 1. And you're going to have everything come up there. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my spreadsheet, and we're going to start working on it. So the first thing that you obviously need to know is that you will be on, hold on, let me go to the, oh, what have I done? Just give me 1 second. Okay, so we are on the tab that is your commission calculator. So the very first thing that we're going to do, we're not going to touch anything up the top where it says up here, email subscribers, paying clients, commission goal. All of that is auto-populated. We are actually just going to be working with these boxes in here. So the first thing I'm going to do is delete out the suppliers that are already in there. Then I'm going to delete out the numbers. Now, it's just the numbers at the top there, and I'm going to fill it in and we're going to do it together. So the very first thing that I'm going to fill in is the cruise line. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in AMA Waterways. And say, for example, AMA Waterways pays you 18%. Okay, your commission split. That is the split with your host agency. So maybe I sell a lot of travel and I have negotiated with my host agency to get 90% or 100%. I'm going to go ahead and put in 90%. That means my host agency keeps 10% and I get 90. All right. If you're an independent contractor, then most likely you're going to have a commission split there, and it could vary very much for you. The average price per person or per booking. So maybe I'll say that the average price for an AMA Waterways cabin is $3,200. That's very conservative. And I could do this as $3,200 per person. Or some of you might just book a lot of couples and you might say, you know what, I'm just going to make that per cabin. I just want to know it per cabin. Okay, that might be what you do there. It's entirely up to you. It says here average price per person or average price per cabin. All right, so let me just move something across on my screen. I feel kind of blind that I can't see what you're all saying in here, so I'm just going to push this across for a second. Okie dokie. There we go. That's better. Okay, great. Okay, so now I can see your comments at the same time while I'm teaching, so I don't have FOMO that something's going on and I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, so I've put in 6,400 because I'm going to do it per cabin. Okay, now obviously if you're selling Egypt, that's 6,400 per person, but I always like to go for the lower amounts because that's going to be a bit more of a conservative goal there. So now it's asking me what my commission goal is. So how much commission do I want to make with AMA Waterways? What if I wanted to make $100,000 with AMA Waterways? That would be really cool. $100,000 in commission. At the end of the year, I would like to look at my sales and say, oh my gosh, I made $100,000 with AMA Waterways. Okay, now it's my conversion quote to sale. So in this box here, we need to know what percentage of people ask for quotes versus how many you book. So do you book 7 out of 10 people? Do you book 8 out of 10? And go ahead and let me know in the chat of the number of people that ask for a quote. Out of every 10 people that you do a full proposal for, how many of those end up in sales? Let me know in the chat. And there's no good or bad number because it's always just getting better on what you do and improving on your numbers. So let me know in the chat what that would be for you. There's a little bit of a delay between when I ask you to do something and when you do it. Unless you're all just looking at me and laughing, but that's not the case. I know that. So I'm going to say, for example, I'm going to go with Great Latitudes. Hers is 85%. So out of every 10 proposals she does, she books like 8.5 of them. Some people are going to be lower. Some people are going to be higher. If you're looking at everybody else's numbers and you're thinking, gosh, I wish that I could close higher than what I am, that tells me that you should be working on your sales skills, your close skills. And I highly recommend Glenda Beagle at The Art of Selling. She is a queen when it comes to, I'll write down her name here. You can Google her later. So what your percentage is for your closing is going to be determined by 2 things. Can I share with you what those 2 things are? The first thing your close rate is determined, I'm writing it in the chat for you, by 2 things. Number 1, if you charge a planning fee. And number 2, your sales skills, close skills. The easiest way to improve, so I've just put that up on the screen for you. If you want to do more on sales skills, go and check out Glenda Beagle at The Art of Selling. And if you want to understand why your percentage is where it's at, your close rate is determined by 2 things. Number 1, if you charge a planning fee or not. And number 2, your actual skills, your sales or close skills. Okay, so if you charge a planning fee, more than likely you would close 90 to 100% of your bookings, because most people are not going to pay a planning fee and then not go ahead and book. So I'm going to go ahead and put in here 95% because I charge a planning fee. So automatically in here, it has told me that if I make 18% commission and my commission split is 90, and on average each cabin I'm getting around 6,400, and I want to make 100,000, and my close rate is 9.5 out of every 10 people, it's telling me here that I actually need 49 cruise bookings in a whole year. That's all you need, 49 cruise bookings. Because of your close rate, it means you're going to need 52 people to do proposals for. You're going to need 52 people or 52 families or 52 couples to ask you for proposals, okay? And then I'm not sure why these two didn't calculate, but I'll go check it when we get off our live today. Basically what this is based on around 2% of your email list opening, and 2% of your email list is a good number to be the average number of people that buy from you. So on my email list, around 2% would be a good number to consider paying clients. That could increase, and I'll tell you how that increases. If you want to increase higher than 2%, mine is around 12%. It's insanely high. The number of people on my email list versus paying clients, it's currently at around 12%. How do you increase it? Number one, you get really good at marketing. Number two, you get really good at sales. But number three, more importantly, you make yourself the expert. I do free trainings like this. Free trainings like this make more people buy our programs when they see a program that meets their needs. I'm not selling you anything today. This is just a free training. But I know that by doing these free trainings, that if and when the time comes that you need a new website, that you want to join, that get more serious about analytics, you might join our Insightful program. When you need a new website, you might do our VIP or website in a weekend, or our new program, website in a weekend hands off. If you need coaching, that you might come on one of our marketing masterclasses in destination or at sea or on the river. I do these because I know that it increases my sales rate, my conversion rate. That if I keep my audience engaged, if I give, and if I be of service, my sales blessings come later down the track. And then the other figure here, and like I said, I'll adjust this formula and then update it again. But honestly, you don't need either of these two to be able to do this worksheet, is based on the fact that around 5% of people actually click on your email, click inside of your email to learn more about what you email them. Mine's really high at around 20-something%, but most people it's around 5%. And again, you just get to work on being better and better and better every time. So what should you be aiming for? You should be aiming to increase your close rate up from what you currently are. You should be aiming to increase the number of people that open your emails up from what it currently is. Just try to be 1% better. 1% better. I'm sure that's a book or a t-shirt or something out there. Let's do another product. Another product I'm going to put in here, and I might put in, maybe you do land tours through Viator or something like that. Viator have a commission rate of 8%. You get 100% of it because maybe you put links to Viator in your blog because you act as an affiliate for them. The average price of a Viator booking, depending on the ones that you choose to put in your blog, might be $250, so $125 per person, but we're doing 2 people. And maybe you just want to make $10,000. It's just a supplement. You want to put some Viator links inside of your blogs, and maybe you get around 20% of people. Oh, sorry, it would be 100% of people who, no, maybe you get like 75% of people who click on the blog actually through to Viator end up booking. Okay, so now let's do another one. Let's do travel insurance. So let's say, I'm just going to put in travel insurance. It's not a company. I don't want to start feeding people ideas about how much commission they're going to get because it really depends on your host agency. So maybe for this travel insurance company, you get 24%. Your commission split, maybe you get 100% of yours. Maybe the average commission for each booking that you do, average price of each booking is $450 per plan for the family. And maybe you want to make $50,000 in travel insurance commission. And let's say out of all the people you pitch travel insurance to, 86% end up buying it. Okay. Let's do another one. And if you have any questions right now, please go ahead and ask me your questions and I will answer them for you. Okay. The number of, oh, I love this question here. This question is from Camille. Camille says, how do I update the email subscribers at the top? So one of my formulas not working. I need to go and fix it real quick. And I'll do that over tonight or tomorrow, but it's probably do it tonight. It's saying 18,000 is not moving because these two numbers here are not moving. I just need to pop in and fix both of those, and then that one will move for you. Your paying clients is definitely working, and so is your commission goal working in here. 150, 100, no, your commercial goal is not. I'll fix those for you. Okay, so I'll fix them and then I'll upload the form and I'll just replace it for you. And then I'll send you out an email to let you know when I've done that. So let's do one more. Let's do this one here. This one is really cool. Planning fees. I love doing this one here. So you're going to get 100% of your planning fee because no one should be getting any of your planning fee. You're going to get 100% of your planning fee because nobody should be getting any of your planning fee. Your planning fee that you chose to do was really low. It was $247 per household. That is the minimum I think any of you should be charging. And then underneath, you would have your goal. How much do you want to make in planning fees? Say maybe you want to make $40,000 in planning fees. You would just like to see $40,000 appear in your bank account as planning fees. How many people actually end up having converting? 100%. If they pay your planning fee, then oh no, that's more like how many people you pitch to. So maybe it might be, say 80% of people that you tell that you have a planning fee, 20% goes to you and 80% sign up. That means in order to make $40,000 in planning fees, if you're charging $247 per trip per household, you literally only need 81 people. And you're going to start to see everything go up and up and up and up. So once again, I apologize that these top ones are not going up. I'll fix those tonight and put them in for you. And I'll adjust these ones here and then everything will come out nicely. So what I want you to do now is just to download this file. I want you to open it. I know I'm going to send you a revised version. I swear I checked this morning like 4 times and it worked. This is Excel, and I chose to do this in Excel knowing that I would hate working with Excel, but I know that you really need it. And every now and then it causes me a little bit of grief, but I'm here for you and I'm going to keep fighting Excel for you and I'll fix these. But go ahead now, download it. I want to give you 10 minutes just to play around in this and then ask me any questions that you have. And while you're doing that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I might even be able to figure out this formula real quick and re-upload it, but at least download it and start punching numbers in. And it's 2:04 on my time. I want you to go until 2:15, just playing around with this here, okay? 2:15. Okay, so we have one question up on the screen and it says, Wendy, can I have different currency as I'm based in the UK? So I can't change the currency just for one person or one currency, but I guess you could look at it as pounds instead of the dollar sign. I will see if we can make a variation of it during the week, but it's not something I can do right now. But definitely we could probably make a variation and just put the pound symbol in there for you. I'll put that on my task list actually right now. Oh, Karen, you're the best. You just gave me the formula. I will do it offline because I'm going to embarrass myself doing it online. Because I just fight too hard with Excel. I'll do it as soon as we get off. I'm so annoyed with myself because it absolutely worked. And we had our Excel expert working on this earlier in the week and we combined it with everything. Life be lifing when you're trying to do other things. But I will take that and I'll try it as soon as I get offline with everybody. Someone said your skin looks good. Oh, thanks. I've been working on it. I've been using Korean beauty skincare. I mean, if this is what 45 is, I'm good with it. Okay, I have the average weekly email clicks also. Oh, thank you, Karen. I'll copy and paste those. Okie dokie. So I'll just give you 7 more minutes. If you're comfortable changing the formula yourself, Karen's put it into the chat so you can copy and paste it. And if not, don't worry, we'll do that for you. My team will do that. And then we'll upload a new version and we'll email you. But I still want you to get an idea of what your commission is going to look like for each supplier. Alrighty, so I'll just give you until 2:15. It's 2:09 on mine now. I'll give you until 2:15 to work on that. And then we are going to go into, oh yeah, Karen, this is a new spreadsheet. That's okay. I have an Excel person that I pay to fix things for me. So I will just hit them up right afterwards and say, hey, fix this for me. And then I'll have him make a copy for Wendy in pounds. Alrighty, so I'll let you work through that quickly. I'm very curious to know, let me know in the chat. Play around with your planning fees. Let me know in the chat, like if you were to change your planning fees, what would that look like if you went up an extra $50 or an extra $100? Are your suppliers looking like you have the right suppliers? Are your commission rates lower than what you thought? Feel free to share anything in the chat that you want to share or ask any questions at all. You've got about 4.5 more minutes. Okay, just over 3 more minutes. Tabitha says product 5 filtered in the email and average clicks. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it fixed for you this afternoon. Thank you, Tabitha. I think I want to have somebody build me out a web browser version of this so we don't have to mess with Excel anymore. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to write myself a note now to get this built out as a web browser. And we'll still keep the Excel for those people who are really good at Excel and want to keep working with it. My 5-year-old little friend likes coming up here and taking all the caps off the pens and letting them buy these beautiful pens to use. Alrighty, so finish up what you're doing now. We're going to move across to your marketing funnel. I would love to know in the chat, what do you think it would feel like to have this mapped out for your travel business? Have you had this done for your travel business before? Is it confronting? Does it make you feel concerned, scared, clear? Tell me what kind of feelings that you have being able to see your business mapped out like this and being able to see exactly how many bookings you would need, being able to see your conversion percentage and how it impacts the bookings. Maybe for some of you, if you're not charging planning fees, it might make you think twice about that. Let me know your feelings there about what you're thinking it's going to feel like or look like, or how it will impact your business to have this. Okay. Alrighty, we're going to move on now, and we are going to look at the marketing funnel. So let me go ahead and put that up on the screen for you. Let's have a look at your marketing funnel. So now that you know what you're going to sell or what you need to sell and how much money it's going to bring in. And I love what Shalon says just here. She says, I see direction and better organization. Oh my goodness. The direction is everything, because it makes you realize, like, if you ever have, I don't know if anyone else has these days, but I have them where I sit down in front of my computer and for a couple of moments, I ask myself, what do I need to do? What do I need to be working on? What is more important than this? Is this more important than something else? And I would have to say for the last year, it's been 2 years maybe, it's been really good having this in my business, because I've been able to sit down every day and ask myself the question, girl, is what you're about to do actually helping you move forward on your calculator? Is it helping you to achieve that? And sometimes it's like a no. Well, then stop doing what you're doing. Is this playing in Canva for 1 hour actually going to help you to move forward? Or is this something you need to give to someone else? And so many times I've seen myself working on things, having conversations with things, even thinking about going to conferences that have nothing to do with this. Actually, I'll tell you a quick story. I know a travel advisor who was scheduled to go to the Astor River Cruise Expo. And I said to her, you don't sell river cruises. She goes, but I might want to. I was like, oh my gosh, do not start doing all this training and investing in conferences unless you know that that is 1,000% the direction you want to go in. And she said, but what if someone asks me about a river cruise? And I told her, you have a lot of travel advisor friends. You could easily call one of your friends and say, hey, can we split the commission and can you walk me through this for the first time? And I know a ton of travel advice. You guys would do that, right? If you had a friend reach out to you and they'd never booked a river cruise and they were like, can we do a commission split? And can you help me? Or can I pay you to help me work through this? Some of you would be like, I'll help you for free. Either way. But this has got to make you start thinking about the conferences that you go to, the events you go to, the fam trips that you go to. Okay. Bianca says, I love this. I've been procrastinating for years to do this. It makes me accountable, organized, and focused. It's also scary too, Bianca. I feel like it points out exactly what you should be working on and what you shouldn't be working on. And for me personally, I don't know if any of you can resonate with this. It makes me feel like I waste a lot of time in my business doing things that are not on this spreadsheet. Tiffany says, I agree with Shalon. This is where I can put my focus. Camille says, I needed to do this like yesterday, but have been procrastinating. I had the old version and never followed through with it. It's honestly, the minute that I can fix those 2 formula boxes for you, it's so easy. You saw me type things in: name of the supplier, commission rate, commission split, how much money you want to make from that supplier, and it starts calculating it for you, and it starts to show things very clearly. Here's an interesting food for thought, and write this in your notebook if you need to sit and do some more work around this. If 60% of your commission has to come from one specific supplier, then you should be investing 60% of your marketing into that kind of trip marketing. So, for example, if 40% of your business is made up of honeymoon bookings, 40% of your marketing should be all about honeymoons. Best places to have honeymoons, things to do on a honeymoon, top 10 destinations for a honeymoon, top 5 beach destinations, top 10 cityscapes for a honeymoon. Everything should be around honeymoons, 40% of your marketing anyway. Then you should have 40% of your networking, of your collaborations, of your partnerships, of your advertising should be around honeymoons. But how do you even know that if you don't have this revelation that 40% of your bookings commission comes from honeymoons? If you know that 65% of your commission comes from river cruising, then you know 65% of your marketing has to come through river cruising. And it's so easy to forget when 10% of your revenue has to come from travel insurance, that 10% of your marketing has to be about travel insurance, right? Very, very, very easy to forget that. So I just think that that's some new food for thought for you. Terrence says, I see the value in this tool and the process. Tabitha says, I agree. It's a little bit scary. Shalon says, weakness exposed for me. Oh, yeah. Kayla, hi, Kayla. Kayla says 100% yes. Tabitha says, it makes you realize what you need to be working on for sure. Karen says, it helps a lot. I focused my marketing and raised my planning fees as a result of doing this before. It lets me know if I'm on or off track. I think it's so interesting to raise your planning fees by $100 on your sheet and then ask yourself, did that make a difference to your bottom line? Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. And would your clients care paying between $250 and $350? No, they wouldn't. I kid you not, I could not give two hoots if my travel advisor charged me $500 per trip. I really don't care. She charges $250 or $300. I really would pay $450. And it's not because I have tons of money to spare. Actually, that's not my situation, but it's because the value is still there for me. The value didn't change if she put her price up by $100 or $200. Okay. And finally, Marie says, I finally learned how to use chat on YouTube. So much to learn. I'm enjoying your guidance. You're so welcome. So let's jump in right now and have a look at the marketing funnel. Things you need to know to complete this exercise. And I will save you. This one is not in Excel. It's so much easier. So you need to know how much money you're going to be able to invest in marketing and promotion. And right now, some of you are thinking, none, girl. Absolutely none. I have no money for marketing. That's okay. When I started my business, I had $0 for marketing. In my business, over the past 4 years, I spent on average around $100,000 in marketing. And for me, that's flying to conferences to speak at them, having trade show booths, running ads online. I've spent around $100,000 a year over the past 5 years, 4 years. My first year of business, $0 on marketing. I spent $0 on marketing. And I still made money that year. I made $30,000 in my first year of business with travel marketing and media. $30,000. It's enough to buy a parking spot in Los Angeles, or rent it, not buy it. So what did I do with that $30,000? I put back in $3,600 into Facebook ads. $3,600 out of $30,000. So if I gave you $30,000 now, could you put $3,000 into Facebook ads? Yeah, you'd be like, okay, what did that do? It from my first year grew to my second year where we made $300,000 because I had Facebook ads running all day, all year round. So if you can't afford to do paid marketing right now, you're going to have to learn to do unpaid marketing. That's exactly what I did in my first year. I had $0 to spend and I grew my business from $30,000 profit to $300,000 profit. And that was after I paid myself a salary. Okay. So you'll need to know how much money you can invest in marketing and promotions. You need to know the options that you have for promoting your business because some are free, most are paid. You'll need to know whether you will do weekly videos, podcast episodes, or blogs and articles to keep your audience engaged and to build the trust and to make them feel like they cannot possibly take a vacation unless they worked with you. So what is this funnel going to tell you? This funnel is going to tell you how to put your business in front of more strangers. You don't need to put your business in front of anyone but strangers. You need as many strangers as possible to learn that you exist. Then you need to know, then it's going to tell you how to convert those strangers into email subscribers, You want email subscribers. You do not want likes or follows or comments on Facebook or Instagram. You want email subscribers. The value of an email subscriber is tremendous. If I offered you, let me ask you this, tell me in the chat, if I offered you 10,000 email subscribers or 10,000 followers on Instagram, which one would you choose? 10,000 followers on Instagram overnight. And they were the kind of people who want to book the travel. They like they like the travel that you want to sell. They want to book what you have and they want those experiences. Would you want 10,000 Instagram followers or 10,000 email addresses? I can see that waking up tomorrow morning to 10,000 Instagram followers who absolutely want that kind of travel is appealing. But when you post on social media, only 4% of your followers see what you post. So for every 100 people that follows you, only 4 of them see what you post. With email, your delivery is around 99% into their inbox. I'm so glad that 100% of you want email subscribers. So the second thing the funnel is going to tell you is how to convert those strangers into email subscribers. Then thirdly, it's going to tell you how to convert email subscribers into paying clients. So how to find strangers, how to turn strangers into email subscribers, and then how to convert email subscribers into paying clients. I like this comment here that somebody's made, Thataway Vacations. Sharing an email is more commitment than a like. Well, an email, think about this, you can email your clients anytime. If I offered you right now, Thataway Vacations, if I offered you $50,000, if you could immediately ensure that all of the people who follow you received your message, you wouldn't be able to do it. You could go and make a post, but I guarantee you that you wouldn't be able to get 100% of them to see it. If I made you a deal that I would give you $50,000 right now, if you sent an email and all of your email subscribers received it, I would have to hand over $50,000. That's why you need to be doing email marketing, not social media. Social media is something that you can do as an additional layer, and we'll talk about that now. So what I want to do now is I want you to open up, go into the page where you joined this, and I want you to click on the funnel planner. And the funnel planner is going to open up. I'll show you just here. This is what it looks like. So you'll be on this main screen, travelmarketingandmedia.com/live-event1, where you joined this. Click on funnel planner, and then it's going to open up in the top, and you get to share. Oh, perfect. You get to fill this in online. Now, I will tell you this, once you start filling it in, you have to finish it. And then you're going to hit submit. I'm going to get a copy of this. I like to learn more about you, and you're going to get a copy of this, and this is now your funnel. So before we do this though, I do want to share a little bit about funnels in general, okay? So to get ready for the marketing funnel, we have pulled it all down. I want to talk to you about funnels a little bit first. So this is a marketing funnel. If you've been with me a minute, this is just going to be a refresher for you. But if you're learning for the very first time, then I think that this is really important. These beige arrows at the top right here, these ones up the top, these are your perfect kind of client. So if you've ever had a client that is truly amazing, one that you absolutely love, go ahead and put their first name in the chat right now. Who has been the absolute best client that you have ever had, or the best person that you have ever booked? And if you haven't had that client yet, you can just hold on for a second. And then I want you to tell me why it is that that person was amazing. What is it that that person, so Sherry's favorite client ever is called Heidi. Tell me what makes Heidi the best client. Because if all your clients were like Heidi, I think you'd be really happy, right? Shalon said Carlos was her best client ever. What is it about Carlos that made him a great client? Alacrity Travel says, Andrew Marie says, she trusted me. Shalon says, they trusted me. Okay. Great Latitude said Michelle was her favorite client. What is it about those people? Maybe it's that they listened to everything you told them. Maybe they didn't try and help you. They didn't try and price check things and organize things, get in your way. Maybe they listened to everything that you said and they just were agreeable, but they still got to choose. Maybe you just partnered really well. Maybe they got back to you really quickly. Maybe they did what they needed to do when they said they were. They signed things, paid things, and just was smooth. Maybe they were quick decision makers. To me, that makes a really good client, someone who's a quick decision maker. Okay, so imagine if your whole business was full of Heidi's, Carlos's, Michelle's, or Andrews, just like that. Basically, you need to find more Heidi's. You need to find more Diane's. You need to find more Michelle's, find more Andrews. Those people right now are strangers. They don't even know that you exist. They don't even know that you exist. You have to find them and turn them into email subscribers. You have to find strangers and turn them into email subscribers. That happens in the top of funnel. In the next level of funnel, you need to build trust with them. Once they're an email subscriber, you need to build trust and you need to inspire them and create momentum and excitement. Okay. At the bottom of the email funnel, you'll turn those email subscribers into paying clients. So let's have a look at what this would look like in your business. Take a look at your screen right now. Okay. So in your screen right now, turning strangers into email subscribers. Here are some ways that we can do this. We can send traffic from your social media to your website. So if you have social media and you have people engaging in your social media, we can send those followers, those likes and those comments, people who see you on social, to your website. And when they get to your website, we can have them fill in an opt-in form, a form on your website that gives their first name, last name, and email address. And just there, you have converted someone from social media to your website. And on your website, you turn them into an email subscriber. You can create and promote something called a lead magnet. A lead magnet is a free piece of advice. We have an amazing lead magnet on our website. It's brought us over 8,000 subscribers in 6 years. Many of whom have become paying clients. I would say about 70% of them have become paying clients. And it's a quiz. It's a quiz on our website that says, what should you be focused on right now? And when people fill in the quiz, they then have to fill in their email address to get the results. So that is a lead magnet. Live events. So on this event, there are people here for the very first time and they heard about this event from a friend who's a travel advisor, or they saw it promoted somewhere. So they signed up, gave their name and their email address, and they're now part of our email list. So we used a live event to do that. You could be a guest on someone else's podcast or blog. I was a guest on Glenda's podcast once for the Art of Selling Travel. She's a person who I said is really good at sales. I was a guest on her podcast once, and I was a guest on Dan Chappelle's podcast. Dan Chappelle used to focus on sales as well. I don't think he's in the industry anymore. He retired a few years ago. I remember when I was on those podcasts that I got so many email subscribers come across and look at who I was and then take the quiz or join our email list, right? That's another way you can do it. Advertising. When you have cash, use cash. Right now, I'm spending $5 a day on Pinterest. $5 a day. I'm spending $300 a month driving traffic from Pinterest to my website. And then I make sure that the page they land on my website has a place that they can fill in their name and email address. And it's helping because I can actually track the amount of traffic coming from my Pinterest account. And I'll pull up my Pinterest account real quick because I want to be able to share this with you. I did not run any ads on Pinterest until very recently. So let me just pull up my account in here, and then I'm going to share this tab with you. Okay, so right now you can see my Pinterest account, and I just turned my ads off recently. I'd spent $71, and let me just pull up my account. So this is me on Pinterest, coaching content community for travel advisors. Download the free app. And over here, I hardly have any followers. I have 302 followers. When I started, I had 0. And I have had this account now for 2 years and I've only got 300 followers. But look at this. Look at that. 20,000 monthly views. 20,000 monthly views on Pinterest, right? And these are all of the pins that I've created. And I didn't do them one at a time. I did them in batch, and then I scheduled them for 3 months at a time in advance, right? So I have all of these pins in here. Some of the pins, lots of people have clicked on, some none of them have. So this one here, step-by-step breakdown, how I built a successful business in the travel industry. Only one person saw it and nobody clicked on it, right? So I get to see in here, a lot of these have no clicks, but a lot of them have views in here. But then when I go over and click on my analytics, let's see, analytics overview, and I've literally only been running ads for a very, very, very short period of time. It says in here, let's have a look at the last 90 days. In the last 90 days, I've had 61,000 impressions, 1,000 engagements, and that's a total number of people total number of engagements on my pins, including people who have clicked on a pin or saved on a pin. Isn't that a lot? 1,060 people have either clicked on a pin or saved a pin. 391 people have clicked from my Pinterest account to my website. 193 people have saved my pins. The total audience, total number of people on Pinterest who have seen me or engaged with me was 45,000. Some people also would just see the name travel marketing and media and go straight to the website or go to Google, and engaged 539 people. That is really, really, really good. And so you can see here, I had really good traffic before. These are actually all really good numbers, but then they peaked when I started doing paid advertising in here, right? So on one day, for example, I had 2,340 people. So this is where I'm choosing to put my money right now in terms of my marketing budget. I'm not running ads on Pinterest, on Instagram or on Facebook. And I'm just paused the ads on Pinterest because I want to try with LinkedIn and see if my ads run a little better on LinkedIn. And then I'll decide which one to use. But it was totally worth it because I know for a fact that we had 2 people sign up for website in a weekend at $2,000 each. And they came directly from Pinterest. And I know that I did not spend $4,000 on ads. I spent over 2 months, I spent $600. So I spent $600 and made $4,000. And that's not including the number of people that just signed up for my email list or visited my website. Now, obviously, I'm not saying jump in and do Pinterest ads and you'll immediately make money. I'll have the FTC on my butt if I do that. There's so many different variables, but it just goes to show that there are different ways that you can do things. Community building, meetup or a Facebook group. Of the group of 21 women that I just took on a luxury cruise on the Danube, 10 of them came from a Facebook group that wasn't mine. I reached out to the Facebook admin and she happily did a post. She did a couple of posts for me, right? And then media placements as well. So I'm on television a lot, but not as travel marketing and media. So unfortunately, it doesn't help my business so much there. But some things have been written about me in travel media, and that has sent people to my website. So you have to start thinking, what can I do in here that is free? Is there a local, if you don't have a budget, is there a local business I can collaborate with? Is there, maybe you do family travel. Is there a family travel podcast host that you can go on? So let's go here to Apple Podcasts. And I'll show you this. Apple Podcasts. And we're going to type in here, blended family. We're just going to type in family. Okay. The Holderness Family Podcast. Who are these people? These people have a 4.9 star rating. 3,200 people are subscribed to them. And it says here, welcome to the Holderness Family Podcast. On Facebook and YouTube, we are known as the Holderness Family. We make those silly songs and skits with our kids, but on this podcast, it's just us, the real us. The non-Christmas jammies us. The why can't my socks be on the kitchen counter us. The why do I have to go outside and talk to people us. On this podcast, we share real life ups and downs of living together, working together, raising kids together in what we hope is a funny and entertaining way. We'll be taking questions that are likely unqualified to answer, but we are hoping that the show will make all of the beautiful families realize you're not alone. You're not alone. We're all a hot mess, a Holder mess. So this is a podcast just by 2 parents who just talk about parenting. Wouldn't it be wonderful to have an episode on there about the benefits of travel or how to plan a vacation for teenagers or I don't know anything about this family, but there is nothing stopping you from reaching out to this family. Now, I will tell you that if you just reach out to them and they don't know who you are and you say, hey, can I be on your podcast? Sorry, I wasn't showing my tab. Thank you. If you reach out to these people, I just typed in Apple Podcasts and then I typed in family and these people came up. If you reach out to these people and say, can I be on your podcast? I'm a travel advisor. They're probably going to ignore you or say no. You don't have a relationship with them. but you could have a relationship with them. You could reach out, you could listen to some of their podcasts. You could reach out to them and say, hey, actually, I've been listening to some of your podcasts. I love it. Life Beyond Your Phone was a big one for me with Carlos because I learned XYZ, blah, blah, blah. If you ever want to do a podcast about travel and how to engage your kids, how to get your kids to put down the phones on travel, how to create an itinerary that makes the whole family put down their phone, I would love to have that conversation with you. I'm not trying to sell anything, but as an expert in the travel industry, I think that travel and family, travel and parenting definitely have a lot of similarities and features there. Oh, people are saying in here, I love the Holderness family. The Holderness family is funny. Oh my gosh, the two of you know about them. I've never even heard of them. But if you do family travel, while the Holderness family might not say anything to you, there are tons of families out there that have got things to say, that have got an audience just like yours. But like I said, don't be out there just begging people to be on their podcast. Start a relationship with people. I get messages every day asking to be on my podcast, and we don't even respond to them. We just delete them because they're people who I know have not even listened to my podcast. And I can tell because I get the same copy and paste email. Okay. Here's a really interesting one here. This is by Dave and Ashley. Dave and Ashley have a podcast on here. Helping or Hurting, Understanding the Power of Your Words was the last family podcast episode that they did. Maybe you have one for solo travelers. Where do you find solo travelers? On dating podcasts. So there is one here called Dating Internationally with Talia Koren. And you might decide to go on there and do an episode on there about how to travel safely if you're going to meet a potential suitor, because that's what all her podcast is about, dating around the world. There's another one here, The Art of Dating. This one talks about finding the love of your dreams. So you could talk about travel and dating. You could talk about anything to do with travel and taking that first trip, and knowing the first trip being a way that could make or break your travels. So you can see here that there are places and things to see and do in your marketing funnel there are places in your marketing funnel that you don't have to have money in order to be able to put yourself out there. So what I want you to do is to open up. I've got mine opened up now. I'm just going to share this tab with you. And I want you to start working through this. I'm going to give you 15 minutes to start working through this. So let's start at the top. And it says here, what are some specific details about your ideal client? Consider aspects like their interests, preferred podcasts, hobbies, go-to destination, preferred brands. So go ahead and write in here. My clients like modern hotels, airport transfers, because they want everything to be easy. They like cooking classes. They love trying local food, but are not likely to eat at a food stand. More a great restaurant with a cultural vibe. They are mostly couples who have small kids, whatever it is that you know about right there. Then you're going to scroll down and you're going to fill in a section for the top of funnel, one for the middle of funnel, and one for the bottom of funnel. Okay. And there's only 3 questions under each. List the tactics that you can use for top of funnel. So if you have 0 budget, I want you to list out everything that you can do here that is 0 budget. Okay. So it might be reaching out to podcast hosts. It might be reaching out to YouTubers. It could be going to networking events. Someone in our team has been going to a networking event every single week, and he's getting so many new clients. So many new clients. Chamber of Commerce, local events, city luncheons, business owner things, women in business, all kinds of things. Maybe you were part of a sorority. Maybe you were you're in a running club. Like, what kind of networking events can you go to where you'll meet new people? What do you need to get started? Might be just to list out all the local events that you can go to to get onto Facebook events and have a look, or to go to your local chamber of commerce? What are your fears and what will you need to overcome them? And the question is the same for each of the levels of the funnel. So I'm going to give you 15 minutes. I'm going to put 15 minutes on my timer, and then I'm going to come back to you. But try to get through this entire 3 sections here, and then email the completed funnel to yourself. If you don't get it finished, just don't close the tab. So I'll give you 15 minutes now to work on that. And then we're going to finish out with our content planner. I think some of you are probably thinking, like, why would the Holderness family want to work with me? I'm nobody. Well, if you have that attitude, probably no one will want to work with you. But there are so many podcasts, so many YouTubers, so many Instagrammers that would love to work with you. And it's a numbers game. But you have to have a very authentic strategy. And I just recommend putting yourself in the shoes of that person. If someone suddenly reached out to you in your business and they were like, "Hi, Kayla, do you want to do a collaboration?" And you're like, "Whoa, who are you?" Whereas maybe you just need that person to be commenting on your Instagram and your Facebook every now and then, sending you a DM, not asking for anything. If you have any questions about the marketing funnel, about mapping out your marketing funnel, go ahead and feel free to ask me. Okay, if you're stuck in the middle of funnel, I'm going to talk you through the middle of funnel right now. The middle of funnel, you need to choose a type of content that you're going to produce. And you might decide that you want to have a blog. You might decide you want to have a podcast. You might decide that you want to do videos. Whatever you choose to do, you'll do the same thing every single week. You'll do a new blog every week, a new article every week on your website, or a new podcast episode every week. At the very minimum, every 2 weeks. Okay? You might decide you're going to do a new video, but you have to decide what that medium is going to be. Okay? You have to decide what that medium is going to be, and then you need to create content and distribute it through that medium. So you might decide, like on our website, I'll bring up our website on here. So let me share this on my screen. Keep working away on your funnel unless you need to see this. So we have a blog. It's called a strategy library on our website. And we add new things all the time in here. We don't do it weekly. It's been, November 7th was the last time we put something up. So 10 days ago. So, and we put up 2 things that day. So we'll probably put up another couple of things in the next week or so. But we have on here trending podcast episodes on the right-hand side. And we have our blogs/articles in here. And people can come in here and they can look. If you want to read about niche and ideal clients, you click on that. And there's a couple of articles that pop up and some podcast episodes about that. If you want to read more about content creation, you can click in there. And we've got this content coming out all the time. We have new content all the time. Okay. There's a blog here called The Power of Audio Messages in Relationship Building. You can go in. It's a 2-minute read about why we use audio messages in our business and how we use them and how you can use them, how you get started. And this is free. And we give you the tool that we use. And we encourage you to make audio messages for your clients and add them to your emails, because it helps to build a relationship more authentically and faster. I think I probably left some of you an audio message. If I've ever left you an audio message, let me know how that felt. Because when I get left an audio message, I remember I've only ever been given one twice. One was from someone at OWN Network, at the Oprah Winfrey Network, and I just about fell off my chair. It wasn't Oprah. And then the other time was from Amy Porterfield, who has now become a friend of mine. And I remember getting her audio message thinking, holy crap, she just made me an audio for myself, for me. She took the time. Now, I'll let you in on a little secret. It's actually faster to make an audio message than it is to create a really long email response to someone. And so, yeah, if audio message, that might be something that you choose to incorporate into your business to help you to close your sales faster, to get responses back from people faster, to add a human element faster. But you're going to have to pick a middle of funnel tactic. So that's the first decision you'll make. Am I going to do a podcast? Am I going to do videos? Or am I going to do blogs/articles? Once you've done that, then you have to also then think about how you're going to get it out there into the world so that people can see it, not just your email subscribers. All right, let me see if we have any questions. Okay, we do have a question. So Michelle, hi Michelle. Michelle says, do you find greater success with Google ads or Facebook ads to gain email subscribers? Facebook ads for us at Travel Marketing and Media never really worked that well. And there's a really good reason. We're business to business. So we're looking for travel advisors and travel agents, right? Because we're looking for travel advisors and travel agents, that means that your personal profile would have to say that you are a travel agency owner or a travel agent. If you didn't write that when you set up your profile in your about section, then Facebook doesn't know to show our ads to you. And 99% of travel advisors don't have that listed as their occupation, right? So it makes it really hard for us to find them. They just don't set up their personal profile with that written on there. And it's a combination of reasons. Maybe they're still on a full-time job and they're creating this. Maybe it just didn't occur to them. And so for us, that's really difficult. We've been able to upload our email list to Facebook and say, find more people like this. But every time it just brings back consumers. If we were doing it from a consumer perspective, it probably would have been better. It was successful, though, in getting our existing email list to see our ads and our existing followers to see our ads, but not in generating new people. And Google ads, we have never tried. It's on our wish list for 2025. I told you before that we'll be doing this whole exercise for our business on Tuesday. It's a full team meeting. So there are 5 of us. We're all going to be there and we will be filling out our marketing funnel, our commission calculator, which is a bit different. It's just like a budget, and our content planner. And it's going to be really, really interesting because we get to decide what we're going to do. And actually, Google Ads is on my list of things, LinkedIn and Google for 2025. Okay, so let me go back and see if there's any more questions in here. Thataway Vacation says, I'm looking forward to working on the funnel exercise this November 24 and compare it to where I will be in March 25 when I join your fam in France. Yes. Oh, you're coming as well? I don't know your name. Tell me your name. I don't recognize you from your business name yet. It's so interesting because of all the people who are coming on, who are currently booked, I only know about 10% of people who are coming. The other 90% of the ship and 90% of the wait list, I actually have no idea who they are. They came to me through Waterways or through host agencies or referrals or recommendations. So it's been really exciting because I didn't expect that it would help us to grow our email list. I thought it would be people inside our email list who came. So it's magical. You never know how things are going to turn out. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about Dustin. Oh, hi, Dustin. Dustin, I'm super excited to meet you. There are so many people that I've never worked one-on-one with that are coming on this trip. And I love it because it's not just the sailing in March, it's a whole 6-month program. We're going to be together. Kayla says, I have to jump off, but as always, time spent with you inspires. I'll catch the rest on the replay. Yes, ma'am. We're just going to go into the content plan. And so, Kayla, can I give you a little advice? When it comes to the content plan, there's actually a whole video showing you how to use the content plan that I'm going to get everybody to watch. It's just 12 minutes. So Kayla, you don't have to watch the whole replay. Just watch the 12-minute video and I'll just show you what that looks like. I want to share this. It's on a tab. It's one of the tabs on your Excel sheet on your commission workbook. It's one of the tabs, and the content planner has a video, so that'll save you having to watch everything. Sherry says, I wanted to attend but couldn't afford it right now. Sherry, save for it for 2026. I would love, my friend, to have you on there on 2026. We'll be opening a 26 wait list very soon, because I just don't think that we're going to be able to clear our wait list. I think we have 60 cabins on the wait list. So yeah. Michelle says, what would you recommend for us agency owners looking to gain subscribers, social media versus Google and Yelp? You have to try. You have to try and see which one is going to give you better results. It is never this works better than that. It just isn't. I would try personally. I would try Pinterest. I would try Instagram. It depends on where your audience is. Are you looking for professionals? Because then maybe you'll try LinkedIn. But yeah, have a think about where your audience goes to find vacation inspiration. But it's definitely a try. Okay, Camille says, can you discuss the bottom of funnel and give some examples? Yes, ma'am, I absolutely can. I would love to. So in the bottom, actually, before I do that, let me share with you, I wanted to share, a lot of you know about Insightful, which is our new program that's so close to launching. The 6-month coaching program that those of you who are coming to Paris, you're actually going to be in the Insightful program. Insightful is, it's not part of Travel Marketing and Media, but it's by the creators of Travel Marketing and Media. And it opens this month to everybody, so you can sign up to get on the list for it. For those of you coming on that 6-month coaching program and the fam trip from Paris included in that, you'll actually be using Insightful for all of your data points. One of the things that I have been doing, building Insightful, and I'll show that to you in a second, is building out the website. And the website is like 80% complete, but we've been building out a ton of blogs and articles on that website. I want to show you this. This is probably going to make you be like, oh my gosh, look at this. This is Trello. It's just a program that I use. It's called the Insightful Content Planner. And I literally came up with 52 topics that I want to write blogs about, and mapped them all out into 4 different quarters or pillars. So actually, these are 4 different pillars. So the first pillar is data-driven decision-making. So I wrote 13 topics about data-driven decision-making in here. So one topic is why emotion-based marketing hurts your business, how to use data for your marketing campaigns, the difference between vanity metrics and actionable data, key metrics every online business should track, how data can reveal hidden opportunities in your business. Then the next pillar was marketing and sales data. The next one was optimizing your website and email performance. And the last one was coaching and resources. And I came up with 13 topics. This took me a minute. I actually did it on my flight back from Istanbul 2 weeks ago. And I worked on it for the first 7 hours of the flight. That's how long this took me. And now I know that all of these 52 topics are all spot on, bullseye, laser focused to Insightful. So now we're in the process of creating out these actual articles to go on the website so that we have one every week. And then I think we're going to do like a shorty 5-minute podcast episode on each one where I read it and then discuss a little bit of it. Your topics should be destinations and experiences that you can have that are to do with your niche. And that's another reason why having a niche is really important. So I will be, for those of you with All Access Pass, you can get a lot of their articles in there. Next season in All Access Pass, we'll actually be creating this build out for every niche, every one of the main niches. So if you do romance travel, you'll be able to come and see the romance travel content planner, the family travel content planner, and you'll have all of the articles listed out here. Plus you'll have the articles inside of All Access Pass, so you won't even have to write them. But this just gives you an idea. This middle of funnel here, this is what we're doing for our middle of funnel. So how does it work for a travel advisor? Well, yours will be destinations and experiences in here. And then for bottom of funnel, the best way to turn email subscribers into bottom of funnel is if you've got, say, for example, topic 1 goes out Wednesday this week, Wednesday next week, Wednesday the next week, Wednesday the next week. Maybe every 4 or 5 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks on a Saturday or a Friday night, a different day, you would send out an email that's a sales email saying, hey, brand new opportunity, new river cruise ship on the Magdalena River in Colombia. First sailing starts on this date, price range from this to this, special 20% off if you book before this date. Here's a list of the experiences that you can have. Here's a photo gallery with some images that you can see. Here's some ship images. If you're interested, click here to book a 10-minute call with me so that I can answer your questions. When you send out an email like that, that's a straight up sales email. That's asking for the sale. But if you've had emails going out about why Colombia should be on your bucket list, why river cruising is cool, the difference between river cruising and ocean cruising, about maybe you have an audience that's really interested in Black culture and you talk about Palenque culture and music, coffee to jade, like to emeralds, all of these different things. By the time it comes around that you go to send that email out about the river cruise in Colombia, your audience should have already received a bunch of things about Colombia. That is my number one way to turn email subscribers into paying clients. We're going to be doing this really soon because we're opening our Egypt and the Nile hosted group. So what am I doing right now? Egypt topics. Oh my gosh, Egypt topics. We've been doing topics every single week on Egypt, and we've been mixing them up with other destinations. We've been mixing them up actually with Korea, and we've been mixing them up with the Christmas market. So those three, because we know those are our 3 hosted trips for 2025, that's what all of our topics are every single week about that. So one week is it really safe to travel to Egypt? Here's my advice when I went in May 2024, right inside of the war, like 6 months after the war had started out there in that region of the world. Another one might be, how long do you need to spend to Egypt? Here's 2 different itineraries. One is a 4-day itinerary because you can actually go to Egypt for 4 days and just do Lower Egypt, or you can do a 12 to 14-day trip doing Upper and Lower Egypt. And here's the difference between them. Here's what you'll see on each. Right? So every single week, if you're setting out topics that align with what you want to sell, by the time it's time to do this bottom of funnel here, you could send a bottom of funnel email every 3 or 4 weeks. I know travel advisors who send them every week. What you cannot do is to send bottom of funnel emails, those sales emails, without sending middle of funnel emails. You've got to have a content plan just like this, okay? I hope that that helps you just there. Michelle says, thanks again. I'm working on pins on Pinterest now from your course. Yeah, that's exactly what we did, and the pins are really working for us. Okay, I want to jump into, can I get your thoughts on your marketing funnel? If you finished your marketing funnel, hit submit. If you haven't finished your marketing funnel, leave it open so that you can submit when we get off of our call just here. And then I'm going to go over now and open up the content planner. And I'm going to show you the 12-minute video that I've made for you for the content planner. Bear with me 2 seconds. I know that my screen is not sharing right now. Okay. I will share my screen right now. Share a screen, share a window. Okay. So I have right here, let me just make sure that this is sharing. Yes, it is. Okay, great. It's on very little font, but remember, you can always increase the font in the bottom right corner. So you can make it bigger like this. I have here content access inventory, and then I also have an example, and then I have a blank page where you can create your content planner. So this, for example, for those of you who have our All Access Pass, this is a list of all of the articles in the All Access Pass right now. You should know we rewrote all of these articles last month. So everything has been refreshed. It's super detailed, much longer, quality checked, everything. They're all new and improved articles in here. So what you do is you go into the content planner and you say, okay, let me pick out ones that are relevant to my business. Okay. And then I'm going to copy and paste those across into a blank one. And I'm going to start to build out. So this, for example, would be a good content planner for someone who's selling the Caribbean and Mexico, and cruising in the Caribbean and Mexico, or ocean cruising in general, because all of these here are all ocean cruise destinations in here. So this is a great content planner for 27 weeks for someone who sells ocean cruising or all inclusive. So you would come in here, you would list out your 6 to 10 suppliers up on the side here. So you might say, for example, AMA Waterways, ALG Vacations, Celebrity, Allianz, Marriott Stars and Luminous program, maybe what else? Virgin Voyages. This might be your 10 suppliers. Sandals, and so on. So then after you've got all of your suppliers listed in here, then you start looking and saying, okay, well, do all of these align with my suppliers? Yes. If I got booking inquiries for all of these destinations, they would align. Okay. And then you're going to have 27 weeks of content in here. That means that you then need to have 27 articles listed out on your website. And each week, you're emailing that exact article out to every single person in your email list. So week 1, they would start off probably with a welcome email saying, hi, thanks for signing up for my email list. Week 2, they might get an email about cruising versus all-inclusive resorts, which is best for you. And then maybe in week 3, they'll start getting all of these in order. So if someone signs up for your email list now and someone signs up in January, they're still going to get everything in order. It's not that this goes out on a specific date. You don't want this to be like, this is my January 1st blog. This is my January 8th blog. You don't want that. You want it to do it the other way, which is on week 1, they're going to get a welcome email. And you could look, you could even, hold on, let me take this here. You could even pop these down here and you could say week 1 is going to be a welcome email. So week 1 is week 1 when they sign up for my email list. Week 2 is going to be cruising versus all-inclusive resorts. And then you're going to start off all your destinations in here. And it's whether or not they want to do a resort there or they want to take a cruise there. And so this is just what we call a nurture sequence. We have our email marketing experience coming up in December. We have 2 dates to choose from. If you want to learn how to set up your email marketing platform and have it fully set up by the end of the day, come through and sign up for that. I think right now it's $497, but we have a $100 off promo code. So it's $397 for the whole day. And you'll learn how to set up your email marketing platform. We're using kit.com. And we recommend you use it too, because it's free for you. If you have less than 10,000 subscribers, you just go to our website and it's travelmarketingandmedia.com/smart tools. And inside of the smart tools, if you scroll down, I will share this with you. Hold on one second. I'll share it on my screen in a second. Then you'll be able to see kit.com. Click through from there. And it is an affiliate link for us, but it makes it free for you if you have up to 10,000 subscribers. So we will show you how to build this out in your email marketing sequence. We'll show you how to set up your account, how to put your branding in, how to get a banner in there. We'll give you a template for a banner to make it really fast. And then we will show you how to take all of these and build an email sequence. Then we'll show you what that sales email that you'll send every couple of weeks looks like, and we'll give you a template for that. And you'll be able to set up your email marketing. And we'll also make sure that we help you to set up an opt-in form so people can sign up for it. And you can go and put that on your website, that form, so that every time someone signs up from your email list, they'll automatically get your welcome email. Then they might get your first email about river cruising or luxury cruising or cruising versus all-inclusive or cultural travel or whatever, culinary travel, whatever that is. And then they'll start getting your weekly destination emails, and we'll get all of that set up for you. So this is here right in the right inside of the planner that you inside of the commission calculator. And then what I want to do is I want to show you, don't save. I want to show you where you can get the video. We have a 12-minute video for you on advice on how to fill this in. And that's at travelmarketingandmedia.com/blueprint. So I'm going to put that up on the screen now. This is where you can go to watch a 12-minute video for you under the content planner. And it shows you how to fill in your content planner. So I have a video there on how to fill in your funnel, a video on how to fill in your content planner, and a video on how to fill in your commission calculator. I'm going to go away and fix the little formula bug that I have there, and then I'm going to re-upload it, and I'll send out an email to you as soon as that's done so that you can use the uploaded version. But for now, the 3 things that you have to take away today that you need to get done. Number 1 is your commission calculator. Once you know where you're going, it's much easier to get there. Number 2, your marketing funnel. This is going to tell you whether you have 0 budget or $500 a month or $50 a month. This is going to be your plan on how to get your business out there. Because what you can't do is just wait for clients to come to you. And I told you, my first 12 months of business, I had zero marketing dollars. And I've been able to build this business. Some years we do 500,000, some years we do $1 million. And imagine that my whole first year of business, I had $0 for marketing. But I picked up the phone, Will Smith style, Pursuit of Happiness, and I called and I emailed and I looked for collaborations. I looked for community. I looked for any place that I could get my name out there. Right? I didn't have any money to do anything. And then as money came in, I put money into a marketing kitty. Most businesses should be spending, they say that at Harvard Business School, they tell you 5% of your profit should go back into marketing. So eventually you will have a marketing business. Eventually you'll be able to run ads. But if you can't run ads right now, or you can only run a small ad budget, look for free things you can do. Okay, so let me see if I have questions. If I have any questions right now, now is the time to ask, and I'm going to let you go. You've got those 3 things to do. Let me list them out for you here. So you want to do your commission calculator. Don't wait for me. Go ahead and start filling it in, because when I send you the new one, you can just copy and paste. Don't make me your excuse as to why you're not going to finish it. You can do your marketing funnel. You might want to start with your marketing funnel, but I think you have to do your commission calculator first, because you need to know what you're selling before you figure out where you're going to promote yourself. And then number 3 is your content plan, your content planner. Those are the 3 priorities that I have for you. And go ahead now and ask me any questions. And then the other thing that I would love for you to do is I'd love to know, what was your biggest takeaway from today? What was the thing that made you, what was the biggest clarity that you had, or your best moment that you had today? I'd love to know that. Don't forget, of course, don't sleep on our podcast. Our podcast is so good. You can literally sit there and listen to episode after episode after episode, and it will just help you so much in your business, and it won't cost you a single cent. You can literally say that you have a business coach just by listening to that. Okay. When you submit the funnel, does it email to you as well? Yes, it does. And if for some reason it's not in your spam or your junk, just let us know and we'll forward it to you. We keep a copy of everybody's. Absolutely. I've been wondering what this giant big spot was on my face the whole time, and my monitor's dirty. It's not my face, it's my monitor. Okay. Best takeaway. Hi, Jana. I thought that was you. You have different branding. That's why I didn't recognize you. You've rebranded. Great Latitudes Travel. I remembered the name, but I was like, no, they're not her colors. Best takeaway is the content planner. Yes, yes, yes. The content planner is so good. And I can't wait to give you all that full content plan based on your niche. We're working really hard on that for a February 1st release, which is going to be so good. Can you imagine getting that big list with all the different pillars and all the different types of emails? Okay. Terrence Davis, what did you use for your quiz? If you head over to our smart tools, let me put up the link on the screen. It's this one here, travelmarketingandmedia.com/smart tools. You'll find the quiz software that we used. Click through from there and you'll be able to see that. And then I definitely recommend taking our quiz to see what it looks like before you invest in making your own quiz. I'll show you the link to our quiz. It's pretty fancy. It's called travelmarketingandmedia.com/quiz, but you can go there and take our quiz if you're thinking about that. Marie has to go, no problem. It's time to leave anyway. Okay. Best takeaway from Alacrity Travel and Lifestyle, I'm sorry if I'm saying your business name wrong, was getting the financial clarity, 6 to 10 suppliers, and the content planning. I love that. Shalon says everything. Sherry says, I love having a plan now to help me focus on what I need to be working on. Yes. Laurie says, excited for the new content planner per niche. Yeah, we are too. We feel like every time we think of a way that we can get better, we just do it. The commission tracker, very good for Elliott Exquisite Vacations. I love that. And the commission calculator is beginning to sink in, the importance of the clarity. It took a minute for me as well. It took a minute for me to type it all up and then to look at it straight in the face and be like, okay, this is it. There's nowhere to hide from this. It's like going into your bank account or cleaning out your purse. Like there's just nowhere to hide. And that's what we need as business owners. Alrighty, I am going to let you. Oh, last one here from Tabitha. She says, I agree with everything, but overall, this is really helpful to have a plan to move forward. Yes, ma'am. I look forward to seeing you in Paris. So I'm going to let you go. Remember that we have an event survey on our website. It's on the page that you entered into, travelmarketingandmedia.com/live event 1. It doesn't end here. You've got 3 full videos to look at. You've got 3 tools to use. Make sure you get them in. If you have any questions, just email us and we'll point you in the right direction. We can't coach you over email. We don't have the capacity to do that. The person who answers the emails is not a coach, but she can definitely point you in the right direction. And yes, can you join the waitlist for Paris? You absolutely can. And we'll be opening a waitlist for 2026 now that we know. If you have a specific, maybe we'll do an ocean cruise, like a 4-day Virgin Voyages out of the US or something like that. But yes, absolutely. We look forward to seeing you somewhere sometime soon. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. And you're always welcome to rejoin us tomorrow and do a refresh. We're doing exactly the same thing at the same time tomorrow. Bye.